Hi, my name is Valerie Jeffers, and today we're going to be creating a table of contents. Let's get started. We're in our document now. If I click on my References tab and the Table of Contents group, arrow down, these are the built-in table of contents that are available for me to use. I would like to use the automatic Table 2. There are 3 headings available: heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. In order for me to create a table of contents, I have to make sure these styles are in my document. I'm going to go to the Home tab. That's where my styles are. And I'm going to start throughout my document creating the headings that I need. For my first title, Exploring Different Learning Styles, I'm going to create and make that a heading 1. Underneath that will be my introduction. That's going to be a heading 2. Now I go to my first learning style. It's going to go back to a heading 1. Any characteristics or any information regarding that learning style or any new topic, I'm going to make that a heading 2. The strengths of the visual learner will be a heading 2. The weaknesses will be another heading 2. Practical implications for my visual learner, but for educators will be a heading 2. Now we come to our next learning style. We go back to heading 1. Characteristics will be a heading 2. The strengths will be a heading 2. Weaknesses, heading 2. This is for the educator. That's going to be a heading 2. And you see it put that on the next page. Here we go to our last and final learning style. That's going to be heading 1. It's going to be a heading 2. Another heading 2. The weaknesses will be a heading 2. This is what the educators would say regarding that particular learning style. And the last item would be a summary of all of the different types. So that's going to go back to a heading 1. Puts it all on the next page. Now I would like to put page numbers. So I'm going to insert page numbers. That's going to be at the bottom of my page. I'm going to choose plain number 2. Now that gives me the header and footer options, and I do not want a number on my table of contents, so I'm going to say different first page, because your table of contents would appear at the beginning of your document. Let's scroll to the very top. Put my cursor at the very beginning. I'm going to insert my table of contents. Go to my References tab, Table of Contents. I'm going to choose the Automatic Table 2. It automatically put my table of contents in, and we can see heading 1, heading 2, heading 1, heading 2, heading 2, heading 2, heading 2. I go back to heading 1. I'm going to look through my document because I know under auditory, under practical implications, there is something that I want readers to pay attention to. So I want to include that in my table of contents. Let's scroll down. If I go down to practical implications, I want to encourage active listening, and I want that to appear in my table of contents. I'm going to go to my home tab, and I want that to be a heading 3. Now that I've made that change, I need to update my table of contents again in order for it to show in my table of contents. I'm going to update entire table. Now I do see that under auditory, underneath practical implications, I see encourage active listening is now on my table of contents. I also want this to be on the next page. So I'm going to insert a page break because I want my table of contents without a number and to be on a separate page. So I'm going to put a page break. And now we still, if we look at our document, this starts on page 2. Let's go back to our table of contents, and our exploring different learning styles was on page 1, but I'm going to need to update. Let's update the table, and we want to update entire table. Go ahead and click OK. Now we see our table of contents does not have a page number. Our exploring different learning styles starts on page 2 because there's no number on table of contents. If you follow these steps, you will be able to successfully create your table of contents.